I don't give parking tickets.
Listen,
I
guys,
don't give
he
traffic
does
tickets.
not give parking tickets. You're hanging out with the crew of Dimelo305, and we have the pleasure today of being with Juan Fernandez-Barquin, the Miami-Dade County Clerk of the Court, Comptroller, a little bit of everything. Thank you, sir.
No, my
Hanging out with us
pleasure.
today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes, sir, of course. You're a Miami kid, went to Belen, graduated from FIU, attended law school at American University. Let's get to know you a little bit behind the person. Who is Juan? Tell me, what was it like going to Belen throughout your childhood?
It was great. You know, to be honest with you, when I started in 6th grade, I had come from public school, so being in an all-guys setting was unusual, right? And then I got used to it, and I made the conscious decision. My parents offered to give me the opportunity to go elsewhere if I wanted to when high school came around, but I made the conscious decision to stay there because I had friends, and I started to appreciate it and enjoy it. And then I decided to stay in Miami to be close to my family for undergrad, for college, for FIU. Majored in economics, something that I was always interested in. I like math a lot. So it seemed like a good balance between math and social studies.
Now, staying in Miami and then leaving to the DC area, the DMV as they call it,
Oh, yeah.
that's a huge transition. Did you feel once you finished or were finishing up at FIU that, okay, now it's my time to head out?
Yes, yeah, that was when I started applying elsewhere, and I came to the conclusion that I wanted to go to law school outside of Miami in order to get the exposure of living outside of Miami, the deal with winter, know exactly what I'm getting into.
First winters, right?
Yeah, and it was during that time also, about my 2nd or 3rd year, that I realized that I don't like the snow.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I can tolerate cold weather, not a fan of the snow, and I made the ultimate decision to come back.
Let's talk a little bit about what is a comptroller. I think first of all, most people probably can't even spell comptroller. It's a complicated word. What do you do? Like, we see your name on parking tickets. Go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, yeah. I wear many hats. What
do you do?
So as comptroller is basically a fancy way for saying government accountant. Okay. Now, as a comptroller for the county, I have 4 principal duties. Okay, I'm the chief auditor for the county. I'm the custodian of funds for the county. I'm the accountant for the board of county commissioners, and I'm the chief investor for the county. Okay, so those are the 4 hats I wear, but of course it's not like I have teams that participate in each one of those things. So I'm just essentially engaging with the team, seeing how things are going, you know, and just following along with that.
Oh, that's stressful. I can imagine.
Yeah, that's just half. That's half of the job.
Okay, that's on the comptroller side of things.
That's on the comptroller side of things. As clerk of the court, I am the custodian of the files for court cases, right? So for probate cases, where the probate office is right here, mental health is right here. I'm the custodian of the files for them, for criminal, for civil, for family. If the judges ever want to see a file, they have to come to us.
Really?
And physically, and ask for the physical file if they want the physical file.
Oh, wow.
I mean, all of them are online.
Yeah.
Most of them are online, so they can check that out, right? But that's one big part of the job. Another big part of the job is that I administer traffic payments and also the parking tickets. Okay, so I don't give parking tickets.
Listen, guys, he does not give parking tickets. Let's make this very clear.
I don't give parking tickets. I don't give traffic tickets.
I've seen you clarify this on your social media too. He does not give parking tickets. How important is it to stay on top of technology in your field?
Vital. It's imperative. Technology is always changing, and that is something that I personally feel that government does not sufficiently invest in technology, and that is something that's been a cornerstone since I've taken over, is to try implement and automate as many things as possible. And it's not for it to take people's jobs. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to make things more efficient for the residents, you know, and ultimately, I mean, let's be honest here, there's a lot of people who are not interested in government jobs in here. So I mean, it's incredibly difficult to recruit. So as it becomes more difficult to recruit, we gotta be able to pivot and to somehow compensate and assign that workload somewhere. So in theory, my idea is that through automation, we'll be able to balance that out. and make things more efficient.
And just efficiency and just less headaches too, right?
Yes.
Just being able to,
Yeah.
so much
Yeah, I mean,
information, so much data.
Yeah, let's be honest here. It's a lot of data, right? The more things get digitized, the more availability is, the more transparency there is, which is something I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
You know, and the easier it is for people to access it. So there's multiple wins across the board on that.
How important is it to have an escape? As busy as you are, all the hats that you wear.
Oh, you have.
How important is it to, I saw that you guys were supporting a local run recently.
Yes.
I think you were running in there. How important is it to have these kind of spaces where you can just kind of let loose and chill?
Oh, you have to. You have
Yeah.
to. From a mental health perspective, it's vital. That's something that it's something that I learned in law school when I was practicing law. I mean, if you don't, it'll lead to burnout. You know, it'll lead to health issues. I mean, it's something that it's incredibly. I mean, I myself need to get back into working out. Like I haven't worked out in
You gotta
about,
come to one of our
about
runs.
4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, count me in.
You gotta come to one of our runs, yeah.
Count me in. Yeah.
What can we look forward to in the future here in Miami-Dade County under your leadership?
More radical transparency.
Okay.
Is something that I strive for, and implementing more technology, and just making things easier, automating things, but to make it easy for the residents to access the information that they're looking for.
One thing that I love too, we first met you it was at a breakfast in Doral at Sergio's, and one thing I love is that you're talking to the people, you're in these spaces and you're very accessible. I remember that day I met you, you were like, yeah, let's set something up. You know, again, there was no like, you know, talk to this person, talk to You were just so cool, down to earth, and I think we all love that from our leadership here in the county.
No, I mean, and that's something I strive for, because that's something that I think I don't want to say, I think it's incredibly important that elected officials are accessible.
Well, thank you so much for your service. We're looking forward to see what you do.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
sir. Wishing you the best.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank
Our
you.
pleasure.